Welcome to the Rebel podcast. Today, I am here with Georgina Bawman. She is the CEO of MyShoots. She's a fantastic entrepreneur that I met back in 2021 in London in one of the E2E events. Welcome, Georgina, and tell us, everybody, what is MyShoots? How did you start this, and what are your expectations for the future?
So MyShoots is a platform for shooting sports, clubs and ranges, or any discipline of shooting, to have a section of their own. The group or the club has their own section within the app to market, organise and connect with their members and clients, whilst allowing brands to engage with their customers better.
Nice. How did you get to that idea? I see it very clear right now that industry requires something like that, but how did you get to there?
With myself selling the clothes, I could see that their brands coming out of bricks and mortar. There's lack of target marketing within this niche. All people from all backgrounds take part in shooting, but we also have very high net worth individuals, and the brands would like to get to some of these individuals. And yeah, that's where I've got the idea from. I've been going in the clubs and ranges and watching the organisation of the shoots. It's time consuming, too many communication channels to be doing it through. It's messy, so I'm trying to tidy up something that's incredibly messy.
How do you feel the industry and the clubs are receiving this alternative, and especially the users?
The people that are on the app love it. It's getting the message across to people that you can come on it, it's okay. So, although I've had some funding, that only gets you to some stage, and that's the next challenge.
In what stage are you with the funding? And tell us about your story, because when we met 2 years ago, you were in an early stage trying to find the proper capital partner.
When I met you, I have been struggling in the UK to raise that initial money because of the niche. It's challenging. So I went to Texas, which is much more open to this niche, and Soft Tech Venture Studio is where my pre-seed investment has come from. Although I've had £30,000 worth of UK government grant funding, as you know, that built my low-code offering, which I showed you in London. By having that in place, having West London Shooting School on that, piloting it, that then allowed me to get this next stage of investment for Soft Tech Venture Studio. That's allowed me to bring on my own CTO that I've chosen, Soft Tech have approved, who's now become a technical co-founder, and he's built the app from over the last 6 months. That went live in May. So the next stage is now I'm trying to get some traction, although it'd be hard, as it always will be, to then I'm looking for my lead investor or my small pots of angel agile funding for the next stage.
That what you mentioned is interesting, that you moved from London to Texas. London is a super interesting and super dynamic hub for investment. But what do you feel about the affinity that you need with the VC or with the investor that supports your product? And this is more like an advice to the public that is starting something new. How did you feel that change from capitals in certain market, maybe more fintech oriented, to another environment, which is more related with your topic?
I've done tons and tons and tons of outreach to angels and VCs. And the niche has been a challenge the whole way through. But by finding that VC that gets it, understands it, and is open to the niche, is just gold dust. And very exciting when you get there, because it means that you can finally move along. And maybe it would be the thing that would be nice from the founder's perspective, so that you don't waste so much time, is the VCs sometimes still being more open than what they are as to what their verticals are, so you're not wasting so much of your own time.
Any advice to identify if the VC is
no? It's just outreach, and yes, no. That's how I've done it. And yeah, people can tell you can find lists, but I haven't found them.
That's great. And well, you mentioned that it's impossible to do it alone. So in that time, you were developing a prototype with a low-code solution, which is super smart and super wise. Congratulations. And then you passed to having your own CTO in-house. Can you tell us what kind of decisions you faced at the beginning to decide to starting with something in low code and built by a company that you merely know them, building a relationship, getting to some point and starting something new, or not something new, but giving continuity with a CTO who maybe have different point of view. How that make you feel?
Very lucky with my CTO, my co-founder, and I will hold on to him forever at the moment, definitely always, because I've touched so many people, and like you said, it's really hard to find the right one. So I've played numbers game in everything, in looking at companies, in how to get things built, the low code option. I went through loads to get to where I was. Again, that was built in Mexico because that was more open to be doing it. And that allowed me to build that. Doing the low code allowed me to do that on my own, very little money. And I was very happy with the results that low code agency gave me. And Jesus was excellent to work with, but that still only gets you to that one stage. It's not skate. It was only once I got into soft tech, into studio, and the investors were then educating me that's not investable. You need to get out of that low code option to move on again. By having my CTO in place now, who's got the same wishes and dreams and vision that I can, and understands it all, that's magic.
That's great. Magic and challenges.
Magic and challenging. Stressful, very stressful. Every stage is stressful.
What are the next steps for MyShoot?
It's getting the traction on, using the UK at the moment to do that. With investment, it would be, I would scale immediately straight into the Nordic countries and the US.
Can you explain a little bit for us that we are not familiar with the shooting industry and clubs, because it's a timeless sport, comes from centuries ago. How is that market? I am asking you this because in the phase of creating traction, understanding your customer is super important. Tell us about that industry.
Well, you just said it in those two sentences, really. You have a group of people that go and enjoy this sport together, whether or not that be a clay shooting ground to shoot at clays, or whether or not that be a pheasant shoot to shoot pheasants, or the other trips that you mentioned as well. They are as open to the niche industry as the US.
Well, Georgina, anything else you want to share with the public?
Yeah, I'm looking for my angel investors within this niche if they'd like to come forward. Smallest tickets of 20K would be nice, please.
Okay, this is an open channel, so some investor is hearing us. This is an incredible investment opportunity because it's attending a real need, and that's what engineering is about. Anybody out there interested to copy the MyShoot's link in the description of the video, feel free to contact Georgina.
Thank you very much. Yeah, cool.
Thank you very much. And as everyone will see, this is our first podcast. Any comment or feedback is more than welcome. And thank you.
Thank you very much. Bye.